Hello and welcome to another JMP video. I'm the host JonNario. Welcome to another installment of my Trove class Hidden Effects. This is a series where I'll be going over all hidden effects on crystal rings. I will be going over one class per video and I will try to explain how does every single hidden effect works. These are all solo hand tested, so there will be a lot of estimations on the stats and abilities. So if you have any of the correct values on any of these videos, make sure to drop them in the comment section down below. In the next video it will be the Fate Trickster, and like I mentioned before, I will be personally choosing all of the classes from now on. So all of the following characters after the Fate Trickster are going to be Pirate Captain, Vanguardian, and the last episode is going to be the Draculite, so stay tuned for all of those videos. And like always, make sure to drop a like since it does help me out more than you think, and also subscribe when I road to 5k subscribers. And with all that being said, let's get started with the Lunar Lancer's hidden effects. The Lunar Lancer has 3 hidden effects which are going to be called Cliffhanger, From the Moon, and Need for Speed. Starting off with Cliffhanger, which reads: Dodging lowers the cooldown of grapple and empower grapple. This ability has a short cooldown. I was actually going to do a video about this ability, just dedicated for this ability, because I find it very fun to use. However, I just decided to leave it to this video. Anyways, the description of this ability is going to be pretty straightforward. When you press the dodge, it will reduce the cooldown of both your grapple and the Lunar Infused Grapple by 100%, allowing you to use the grapple once again. Once you do get the cooldown reduction, this hidden effect will be on a cooldown on its own. The cooldown will be 3 seconds and it will start as soon as you do press the dodge button. So, dodging before activating the grapple is going to put this ability on its 3-second cooldown, so make sure to actually just use the grapple and then just proceed to use the dodge. Obviously remember that both the grapple and the Lunar Infused Grapple both have separate cooldown, so you can actually just activate the grapple, dodge, then just go into activate the Lunar Leap, then Lunar Infused Grapple, then dodge, and then just get another Lunar Infused Grapple, so you can just get multiple grapples. And yeah, that's it with this ability. Overall, this ability, I'm going to just put it in the fun category. Yes, in terms of effectiveness, it might not be the best out there. It definitely allows you to do some crazy shenanigans, but it's definitely not the most efficient. Honestly, I will just say give this ability a try, but if you want effectiveness, then obviously just skip this ability. Next up, the second ability is called From the Moon, which reads: When in lunar form, basic attack has a chance to spawn meteors from the sky. Another pretty straightforward ability, so when you're in your lunar form, aka your ultimate ability, every single basic attack has a chance to spawn a meteorite in a similar way to the Blessing of the Moon ability. This meteorite does around a 1.55 times damage multiplier with an approximately 4x4 radius. Even though the description says it is a chance, when you do hit an enemy with the basic attack, this ability seems to spawn 100% of the time. But it does have a 1-second internal cooldown, because if you actually do see right here, if I do pace my hits every single time, it's going to spawn on the very first hit 100% of the time. So all I'm going to say is that this ability is actually on a cooldown, not a chance. And also you can only spawn 1 meteor at the same time due to this actual cooldown. And that's about it. Overall, this ability is quite good. Giving you more DPS on your ultimate ability basic attack is actually really good. Even though 1.55 times damage multiplier is quite low on a 1-second cooldown ability, always remember that you don't have to do anything in order to get this bonus damage. So if you do want the highest potential DPS on the Lunar Lancer, then this is going to be the go-to ability. However, the next ability is going to be something different, and the reason why the Lunar Lancer is considered one of the best dungeon grinding characters in the game. Speaking of the last ability is going to be Need for Speed, which reads: After damaging enemies with the Lunar Infused Grapple, gain a speed buff instead of the normal damage buff. It's pretty obvious, this ability is very popular, you already know what this ability does, so I'm going to keep this somewhat brief. But if you want a longer video regarding this ability, I'll leave that in the description down below. Now, the description is going to be pretty spot on. When you do hit an enemy with the Lunar Infused Grapple, or the grapple after you do the Lunar Leap ability, instead of getting the physical damage buff, you're going to get a movement speed buff instead, which is going to be shown below your level. This movement speed buff, it is a ridiculous plus 85% movement speed increase, making this the strongest movement speed buff in the game. This will last for 8 seconds and the timer will refresh every single time that you do hit an enemy with the Lunar Infused Grapple. So the hidden effect itself doesn't have a cooldown, but obviously Lunar Infused Grapple does have a cooldown. So that's going to be the actual quote-unquote cooldown of this ability. And yeah, that's about it for Need for Speed. If you're planning on using the Lunar Lancer for anything related to speed farming, then this is going to be your pick. This ability alone is the reason why the Lunar Lancer is considered among the best speed farming classes in the game. And for good reason. 85% movement speed increase for 8 seconds is ridiculous, despite this ability being somewhat clunky to activate, since you had to activate Lunar Leap and hit with the Lunar Infused Grapple. However, once you do manage to hit an enemy and get the movement speed buff, this class becomes the fastest moving class in the game. So, and if you can control it, or if the servers are going to be in your favor, then you have a very powerful and extremely fast class in your hands. Once again, I will suggest you watching the Need for Speed video that I made a while back if you want more of my opinions on it. And if it wasn't obvious, then I'm going to say this is going to be a must pick for the Lunar Lancer. And that's it. Thank you for watching as always, and this has been all of the hidden effects for the Lunar Lancer.